It is the debut of starting quarterback Jackson Dart. Cam Scatterbo is also starting for the rookie or the running back position. And they're hosting the 3-0 Los Angeles Chargers. By the way, Justin Herbert, I'm starting to admit, he's shown me clutchness finally. It only took him a few years, but he's showing the clutchness, guys. I know the Jackson Dart's a storyline, so let's talk about it. This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Week 4 of the NFL season is upon us. We are literally less than 24 hours away from the time we are recording to Week 4, kicking off with the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals out there in the desert. And we are here to preview all 16 games. And I say we. I'm Mark Davis. I'm joined alongside Jake Winnikine and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. And I'll start with you, Jake. The Gators are on off week, so you don't have to worry about them losing this week. You can worry about them losing next week. The San Francisco 49ers are hosting the 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars out of Duval. How ready are you for this weekend of football? Not just your team, but big weekend along the NFL and college.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I feel like Purdy's going to play for my Niners, so I'm pretty confident against the Jags. We usually play really well against the Jaguars, so I'm not too stressed about that game. So with that, we'll probably lose because I'm not stressed out about that game. But overall, no. I mean, college, NFL, it's a really great weekend of football. I'm definitely excited for this week.
Yeah, big weekend, Doc, and we're talking big weekends. I'm going to welcome you in here. It starts off with you on a Friday night because you have Florida State versus Virginia. If Florida State wins that, it's 100% guaranteed that October 4th, I believe that's a Saturday, Florida State and Miami will be college game day. And the Chicago Bears 1-2. They're traveling to Las Vegas to get to 2-2, hopefully, against the Raiders. So how pumped are you to have your Friday or your college and NFL weekend start Friday night?
Oh, real pumped. You know, Florida State is obviously, I had my doubts coming into the season with Castellanos, but he has definitely been balling out. This Florida State team has looked primed and ready to go. This Virginia game is one that, you know, back in 2019, the last time we met was what got our season off to a rough start, a big upset by Virginia. There was a lot of asterisks in that game with the way Virginia was stopping the clock and slowing down momentum, trying to run the hurry-up offense with the injuries on the field.
Can't do that no more.
Right, and I think that was one of that was when the shit started turning around and they started putting in the rules. So I'm excited to see. You know, this is one of those games. Ironically enough, or oddly enough, being that they are in the same conference, they do not play as often as they have. Like I said, the last meeting was 2019, so really strange that they haven't played since then. But this is one of those games that, you know, the struggle that we had, started our season off rough, started out 0-1. You know, this is where, you know, you got to put the boots on the ground and see how the team truly does. And then, you know, the Bears this weekend, I'm banking on Geno Smith and the Ashton Genty bust that's going on right now. So, you know, after last week, I'm very hopeful for the Bears. If Caleb Williams can do that, what he did last week, so we don't need him to be fucking Superman. Just run the plays, see the field, look up the field, find the open man, throw the ball. You don't have to fucking dial everything in 100% and throw rockets at people. Yeah. Do what you did last week. Just be consistent, and we can start to string together some wins here.
Yeah, and for my weekend, Texas on an off week, Jake, like I said, no stress for me neither. We play each other next week. I know we're going to talk that game next weekend or next week for a little bet we're going to wager out there. But Atlanta, I believe it's already a must-win week because we're in a bye week next week. You can't go down to 1-3 and then come in after your bye week playing the Buffalo Bills. I don't care where it's at on Monday Night Football.
That's tough.
Yeah, so we need to be 2-2 playing Buffalo so that we can, the worst case, be 2-3. Being 1-4 and then have to play the Niners the following week. So, like, we got to start winning some of these games now. And potentially Daniels is going to be back. You know, he's limited. And then Terry McLaurin is doubtful, which we will talk during the Falcons game and the Commanders preview. So, yeah, a lot of stress for your boy this week. Very, very stressful. And but baseball news real quick. New York Yankees are tied with the Toronto Blue Jays. So thanks to the White Sox. I'm not going to say thanks to the Boston Red Sox, but thanks to the Toronto Blue Jays for losing to a certain team out there that are rivals with the New York Yankees. Judge hit 2 home runs today, so he's at 51. He's in MVP race. We talked about that with Kyle Raleigh. So, yeah, 51-59 for home runs, and we'll see what the voters do here. Yankees are hot. Baseball's about to kick into high gear with the playoffs. Cleveland's hot. I mean, Giants are eliminated. Chicago was eliminated in April, like probably I think 17th this year, maybe 18th. I'd be a little respectful for them. But, yeah, that's baseball, and let's move on to some football, guys. And with that being said, you see on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, get your ass to YouTube so you can actually see what we're talking about, what the spreads are looking like. Because week 3 records wasn't a big week for a lot of people. Besides Doc, Doc went 12-4. I was 10-6, and then Jake and Luke were 9-7, and Chris holding the bottom down at 7-9. And against the spread, everyone struggled, but Doc. Doc was only with a positive record at 9-7. Myself, Chris, Jake 5-11, and Luke 4-12. So I guess I'm slowly chipping away for not being last place, and you can see that yearly records. Nobody for the spread has a winning record. Jake, you're holding.
Wasn't Chris towards the bottom last year?
Chris was last place against the spread. I'm chipping away. You can see that. And to be honest, I'm only 9 back against the spread, and you just had a big week. So if I can have a big week and y'all do the same thing, I'm right back in this thing. I just want
to say, shout out to Chris for finding your way back home, man. This week really put you back, humbled you, put you back where you belong. Against the spread, you're not far from finding home. Google Maps is going to get you there, buddy.
Oh, he's been in last place since the first week for money line, and you can see it. I'm 5 back. Doc, you're leading the way. Jake, Luke, you're right there too. Doc has said the big week helped you, guys. Let's talk the first game of the week. It is the Seattle Seahawks, who are 2-1. Traveling to the Arizona Cardinals, who are 2-1. The Arizona Cardinals are going to be debuting their rival jerseys, which actually do look pretty nice. Seahawks are 1.5-point favorites, guys, on the road. What do we feel some storylines in this game?
Big one for me is Sam Darnold's got to come out and play. They played no offense, Chris, they played a weak, New Orleans Saints team last week. But Sam Darnold's got to come out and play. We've seen the struggle from him early in the season. Last week, he did what you needed him to do. You didn't need the world. You didn't need everything. 14-18, 218 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Incorporate the run to open up the play action. Get your receivers open. JSN 5 for 96 and a score. Play your game. Seattle's got a solid defense. Play your game. Come out. Don't try to do too much. Just play the game that you know you can do. Let Kyler Murray fucking scramble behind the line and struggle. Let Marvin Harrison be the wash that he is, and Seattle be just fine.
To be honest, I want to see the Cardinals actually try and get a vertical game going here. They've not been a team that's been trying to challenge teams down the field. I know they played the Saints and the Panthers the first few weeks and the Niners last week, but even that game, they're not really going down the field much. When they do, they're having bonehead errors, like you said, Doc. Marvin Harrison's got some drops, and he doesn't look. Yeah. He looks lazy out there.
Yeah, when they do go deep, they're dropping the football. But Mac Jones just put up 200 on that defense. Like, I don't think there's anything to worry about for Seattle. If they just play their game, this should be an easy win for Seattle.
I think the Cardinals defense isn't that terrible, though. I know that they've only played so many these teams. I don't think they're the worst. I don't think they're a bad defense. I don't trust the offense. Now, James Conner's out too, so Trey Benson, fire him up. He's the guy that's taken the realm from Conner this week. I do like this rivalry. These two teams, when they play each other, doesn't matter if it's on the road, it doesn't matter where it's at. These teams actually play pretty good with each other. It's always a fun game to actually watch. I know it's weird to say, but it's fun to watch.
I agree. I don't think the defense is a problem in Arizona. When I look at Kyler Murray last week, 35 attempts, the average is 4.5 yards a play. I know some big plays would drop deep, but that also, where's the play calling at? Because a couple of plays is a couple of plays, but when you're 22 or 35 and your average is 4.5, check downs, screens, everything else, the offensive line too, they got to hold the pressure. And Kyler Murray's got to stay in the pocket, let the pocket develop, and let his receivers get open, and let a play develop naturally.
Yeah, we're talking pressure.
That's the issue. I don't even know if his O-line – I'm not saying it's a great O-line, but he just doesn't even let the play develop. He just instantly looks for the first read and just starts running.
I know that struggle. I had Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields. I know that struggle, and that's what I'm saying. He's got to stay in the pocket. He's got to let it develop. And that's one of the biggest improvements that we've seen from Caleb Williams this year that I'm sure we'll talk about when we get to the Bears game, but – that dude is I think he scrambled maybe 3 times last week against Cowboys.
Well, this game here, like you said, develop the plays, but Seattle's got one of the best defenses in football. I was on the record saying they're going to be one of the best.
Kyler did this with Nick Bosa getting hurt. So the big edge rusher got hurt. So now you're going to go up against a healthy Seattle defense that's got weapons. I don't see it being any better.
Well, we're going to see if the secondary is healthy, but I know that the pass rush is there. You got Leonard Williams, you got You got Reed. You got Byron Murphy, hook 'em horns. You have guys on the D-line. This might be one of the best D-lines in football. And I'm going to Seahawks. I think they cover this. I do believe the road team normally plays actually really well in the home team stadium. I'm going Seattle Seahawks. JSN's been one of the best receivers. Sam Darnold does enough to win the game. Kenneth Walker, maybe some Charbonnet action. I know he didn't play last week, but I think the Seattle Seahawks take care of business by at least 2 points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Agreed. Yeah.
We're all on the Seahawks, everyone. So we might look like clowns later on, but let's go to our first European game of the year, the first international series in Europe in Dublin, Ireland, as the Minnesota Vikings, who are the designated away team, faces off with the designated home team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 2-1 versus 2-1. Carson Wentz, not J.J. McCarthy, most likely, versus Aaron Rodgers. What do we think is the storylines, boys?
So for me, if J.J. McCarthy is starting this game, it is Steelers by 12. Steelers by 12. The pressure coming off the edge from Pittsburgh is going to be way too much for a guy that's played 3.5 quarters in his, little over a year career. Carson Wentz, I'm not convinced with last week. First of all, you played a very bad Bengals defense.
Who were still getting to the quarter. They were still getting to the quarterback, too.
They were. And 14-20 is not bad, but 173 yards. A lot of this was defensive last week for the Vikings. 2 defensive touchdowns. Defense forcing turnovers that are getting them into great field position. The momentum got out of hand very early. I am not sold on the Vikings with or without J.J. McCarthy. I think that they might be a little bit better with Carson Wentz, just with the experience. If he could stay healthy, I think that and I don't blame him. I mean, you got your rookie first-round quarterback. You got to give him a shot. But I don't think J.J. McCarthy is the answer. I mean, he's putting up, at this point, I get it, he's 1-1. He beat the Bears, but he is putting up AR numbers. I think that, the Steelers' defense is just too good. If this game was in Pittsburgh, another guaranteed win for the Steelers. It is in Ireland, so there was some question marks in this game. But I think that the Steelers' defense does come through. I think that Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh offense had a come-to-Jesus meeting this week. I hope they did, to try and get some shit together, because I know Rodgers was visibly heated on the sideline on more than a couple plays last week. So I think that this is the get you right game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they come out on top on this one.
Jordan Addison's back too, Jake, by the way. I know Doc didn't mention that. Jordan Addison's back.
Yep.
Oh, shit. I got to adjust fantasy. Hold my beer.
He's off his suspension. He's there.
I don't know. And I know you're talking about that defense, that Steelers defense, but honestly, Steelers defense hasn't looked that great. I mean, we expect them to be great.
Last week they had a better game.
They had a better game, yeah. But
5 turnovers.
They haven't looked like the Steelers defense that we expected.
Well, no Alex Highsmith. That's big. I mean, he's going to be out this game as well. I mean, he's still battling his injury with his ankle, so that takes away one side of the pass rush. Obviously, T.J. Watt's on the other side, but Joey Porter has been banged up. He's questionable. Deshaun Elliott. So, some guys in secondary, that kind of helps. That kind of impacts a little bit. They're both questionable. Supposed to be back this week.
I like Vikings defense too. I mean, they haven't looked bad.
No, they have a very good defense.
I don't know. I feel like I trust Vikings a little more in this game. I think Addison's going to have a good game on his return. He's going to be fired up.
But the question is, can the O-line protect Wentz with this pass rush to give him time to go to Jordan Addison, to get JJ involved, to get Hawkinson involved? That's the issue. I understand we give Riz shit, but the O-line's terrible in Minnesota. It's a bad O-line.
It is.
And the other question outside of that is not just is the O-line going to protect, but they've got weapons. We saw how good they made Sam Darnold. Can they do this? We didn't see that with J.J. McCarthy first and second week. We didn't really see it. I mean, again, I'm not going to put it on blame for the Vikings because they had great field position and the defense did a lot of the work. But
I would say last year with Sam Darnold, the difference is the line was fairly healthy until Darius got hurt late in the year, and the line was actually pretty good. Now, they have a whole new O-line in general. They have three new pieces in the interior. The guards in the center are new, and Darius was hurt most of the year, besides last week. So the O-line's just banged up. I don't care who the starter is on that team. It's going to be hard for them to get – they're already on your back foot. Like I said, the Bengals looked good against them in the pass rush. They just couldn't score. So I trust Aaron Rodgers a little more than I trust Carson Wentz. And
it's definitely a toss-up game. Like, this is definitely not one I would bet on for sure. But, I mean, Ramsey's looked good for sure.
Ramsey has looked good. I'm going Pittsburgh. I'm going Steelers. Take the designated home underdog, I guess you can say. Just, of course, the betting odds. You and Luke are going Vikings. I know why Luke's going Vikings. He hates Pittsburgh.
Plus, it's also hard to put stock in the Vikings offense and Carson Wentz, after they beat the Southwest Missouri State Valley A&M Tech Community College.
That's the Bengals right now. But Doc and Chris, you're joining me. So, we'll see if Aaron Rodgers can get it done. Maybe the connection's there. Rodgers is getting mad, yes, but he's expecting these guys to be in the right spot, to be in the correct place at the right time. He's a perfectionist. We know that. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's not here for a rebuild. He's here to win. He
doesn't make many mistakes. It was only a couple of years ago he threw only 2 picks throughout the entire football season.
And one of his interceptions this year in the corner of the end zone against Seattle actually wasn't his fault. Hey, that's why he yelled at the guy. The guy was in the wrong place, wrong time. It was supposed to be in the corner of the end zone, and probably would have been intercepted. It might not have been a touchdown, but it would not have been intercepted. So he expects perfection. This is probably his only year in Pittsburgh. He wants to win. So let's go off
in the NFL.
It probably is. Let's go to the dirty ATL. The Atlanta Falcons, who are 1-2, facing the Commanders, who are 2-1. Possibly Jane Daniels being back, and Terry McLaurin's doubtful for the Commanders. So, guys, what are we thinking about this game? What are some storylines, some big headlines?
Big difference between the Falcons and the Raiders. I had the Falcons over the Raiders, but I think what we saw last week without Jane Daniels and Terry McLaurin, and what the Commanders didn't just come out and edge out a win against the Raiders. They fucking stomped them. So at ease, and that's the thing. When you have with Jane Daniels and Marcus Mariota, it should be interchangeable. It doesn't matter who you put in there. It should be the same result because they're both the same style quarterback, scrambling quarterback. Obviously, there's more skill in Jaden Daniels, but Washington after the first week, and again, you can't put a whole lot of stock in the first week, but Washington came out, opened some eyes, and showed that, okay, maybe we're just getting the rust off. I like Washington in this one.
Well, yeah, I think, for me, Mark mentioned this earlier, the beginning of the show. This is a must win for the Falcons. So it was hard for me to go against them here because they got Buffalo and 49ers after the bye. You lose this game and then you got those 2 games, you're looking at season almost over.
Must win means that you could be making rash decisions and trying to push shit and extend plays that,
Speaking of rash decisions, the OC Zach Robinson's coming down to the field level. They fired the wide receivers coach. TJ Yates, the pass game coordinator, will also be the wide receivers coach. So the Falcons have already made some rash decisions quick. It only took 3 weeks, and they've already fired an assistant. Yeah. They're bringing an assistant down.
Which means it's falling apart when you start firing coaches and stuff this early.
That just means it
happened with the Niners when they brought the defensive coordinator out of the box onto the field. It didn't make a single difference.
That just means
and that also means it could mean that there is some confusion or some changes in play calling and in plays and things like that could make it a rough week.
I wanted to go Washington, but I just feel like this is. Falcons have to win this game. This is their season right here.
And I think
I agree. It'd be a must-win game, but it don't mean they're going to win.
No, you're right.
I think we're going to see some resemblance of what we did against the Vikings. I think this is going to be, which our defense has been good all year, in my opinion. The defense is going to step up, and I think it's going to be a Bijan Robinson, Algier game once again, and then you're going to get – maybe that's going to open the play action up, and then you're going to see some Penix shots, I think, down the field to a guy like Drake London and Darnell Mooney, and I think Kyle Pitts is going to get involved again. I think this is a game where the run game sets up a lot of our stuff with Penix, and I understand we said it. Penix has 2 tendencies. The difference is, though, and I will say this on record, 2 is in year 5. Penix is in year 1. You can start to correct the 2 tendencies in year 1. You can't correct year 2, but year 1 as a starter, you can't correct that for Tua now at this point in his career.
Yeah, so let's not say the defense has been good all year. You just gave up 30 to one of the worst offenses in the NFL.
We did, but our defense, and I agree with what you said after listening to what you said. They were gassed. They were on the offense was not on the field,
but they still gave up 30 to one of the worst offenses in football.
Here is the difference maker for me in this game. If the Falcons want to win this game, they have got to incorporate the run. You have got a monster backfield between Bijan and Algier. Bijan had a great game last week against Carolina, 13 for 72. However, when you look at the numbers, 12, 22, 13 in the last 3 games, they won the game with 22. The run game opens up the pass, opens up the offense. They've got to use Bijan. Just because he, 5.5 is fucking great.
That's what
13 to 72 is great. Give him the ball more.
Yeah. And Bijan's not the kind of guy that's taking big hits either. He's he's shifty. He's getting out of bounds. He's getting tackled, but he's not taking big shots. So his body's not with enduring physical pain like we're talking about here.
No, I agree, but it drives me nuts.
And that's what I think this happens. I think
but that's you get that by using the run game, and that's what kills me is they quit on Bijan in the Tampa Bay game because he was 12 of 24. They said the run game ain't working. They quit on it instead of trying to get him to the outside or find open up space. They ran the ball all over Minnesota, and then they came out against Carolina and they were like, yeah, you got 72, but hey, we're only going to give you the ball 13. And I get it. You're down 30-0 at some point. So, the passing game is going to move the ball quicker. You got to do that, but you got to get that run game established early, and it will be a difference maker for the team.
If I'm Atlanta,
I agree, but you also have to complete some passes. There has to be some kind of threat of something.
That's true too. So
there's no threat of a pass right now.
We're going to see it this week. Like I said, the changes of the wide receivers coach being fired, you're bringing Zach Robinson down to the field level. It's already alert time for Atlanta knows it's in the back of their mind. They have to start winning games. They got to start putting good play on the offensive side. I don't think defense has been the problem. I get they give up 30 points, but when your offense isn't scoring and bailing you out a little bit, your defense is going to eventually give up points. It's just the way it works for all teams like that. So,
but the more shots you take, the more chance it has to get through.
We'll see Sunday. Let's move on to New England as the Panthers, who coming off that 30-0 win over the Atlanta Falcons, is traveling to the New England Patriots, who are coming off a disappointing offensive game. Hopefully they play Travion Henderson this week a lot more, but Patriots are 5.5-point favorites at home.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah.
It's a boring game, I know, but
it's a terrible game. But I liked what I saw from Carolina. I mean, obviously they're playing the Falcons, so we can't say much. But then I think Tet's hurt, so
he's banged up. I think he's going to play.
So I mean, if he doesn't play, then my pick's horrible. But for right now, I mean, this one is literally a toss-up. Depends on what running back the Patriots are going to play. I mean, they're playing the two that are just fumbling the ball.
There's no way they go back to Ramondre. There's no way.
They can't, right? I don't understand why he was even in the game after fumbling.
It's because he had that one big game against the Dolphins, and they're like, "Oh, well, let's keep running him. Let's keep running him. He's going to figure it out."
Give Travion Henderson.
And he's right back. He's right back to his fucking 9 fumbles in a year carry.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, Josh McDaniels, you think would be able to figure out. I know we don't like him as a head coach, but I think as a play caller, he's had success. I understand he had Brady, but even with the Raiders, his offense wasn't too terrible. You mentioned Tet's probably going to play. They're saying he's going to be fine with the calf. He'll probably play. That's his return is this Sunday. I think the Patriots defense, Gonzalez is going to be back there. All these guys are going to be healthy, ready to go. I think the defense is going to keep them in the game, and that's why I think the Panthers cover the spread, but the Patriots win. I think it's going to be a sloppy offensive game. I do like what I'm seeing from Drake May in year 2. Now, he had an interception. He had a bad fumble, but besides that, he's been pretty decent this year, and I think we're starting to see Hunter Henry involved more, and that's what I'm anticipating. You got to use but the receivers, they just look. I know Boute's had some good plays out here, but the receivers have been pretty lackluster for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with that, and I think as soon as a wide receiver goes on the market before the trade deadline, I think Patriots are the ones that get the receiver. So whatever name it's going to be, I think Patriots are going to be the one to get the receiver.
I can definitely see that.
So the one thing that sticks out to me is, like you said, Drake May and the offense for the Patriots has been decent this year. And that's a big thing for me because Carolina has not. Even in last week's 30-0 blowout, Bryce Young still 121 yards passing, 5 yards average. Nothing impressed me about this offense. Honestly, whether or not Tet plays this game does not make a damn bit of difference. I have no doubt the Patriots easily cover this. I think this is where the Patriots show what they really are. 30-0 win is great last week, but Bryce Young still looked like shit.
Hubbard
I'm not even going to say that. Bryce Young was still 16-24, 121 yards, no touchdowns. The dude needs a step stool to see over the offensive line so he can complete a pass. This guy he's nothing special. He's nothing special. It's not going to be special this week. I don't think he's going to play as good of a defense as Atlanta, but I think that the Patriots offense is going to come out clicking a lot better. Like Jake said, it depends on the running back that you're going to put out there. I don't think that there is any way in hell that New England makes that mistake and puts Ramondre Stevenson in the backfield as much as they did. I think Henderson is clearly the guy to go with. Henderson has earned 20 fumbles for the rest of the season before he
I
gets
agree.
fired. Because you know what you're going to get the other way. So you might as well, like, I swear to God, I think Ramondre is out there. Instead of putting like sticky, I think he's putting like Astroglide on his fucking gloves before he goes out there into the huddle. So
Yeah, we're gonna see him and Derrick Henry on a commercial for Astroglide.
yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hey, Derrick Henry's so impressive. Or not Derrick Henry. I'm sorry, Hunter Henry. I'm thinking Hunter Henry.
Hunter
Yeah,
Henry's
Derrick
a good
Henry.
game,
That man. And that's unusual for Derrick. That's what's
I
surprising.
agree.
We'll talk about that later, but
every game.
I don't think this one. Yeah, I don't think this one's close. Playing in New England, if this game was cold weather, I would feel a lot better about New England.
Yeah,
If Tom Brady was starting, I would feel a lot better about New England.
It gets cold in Charlotte.
But I still think that the Panthers still are just not fucking impressive.
Yeah, the only thing impressive about them is Ted McMillan, honestly. That's pretty much it.
I mean,
The
I
one
agree.
piece doesn't change it for me.
I agree they haven't been impressive, but I mean, Bryce's numbers weren't that good last week, but they also didn't need to be that good. But I agree.
I didn't even look at the numbers until just now for last week. I didn't even look at the numbers.
Yeah.
But running game.
We gave other teams a pass for saying, oh, they didn't need to be good because they wanted. Yeah. I mean, so same thing. They didn't need to be great last week.
But there's still execution. That's why I'll give it to the Panthers. The execution was still there. They put
did their job,
points on the board.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
they were
even a 30-0 blowout, I expect more than 120 yards and 5 yards in average.
I mean, to be honest, they were terrible in the first half. It was the second half that kind of kicked it in high gear. But let's move on to the Buffalo Bills and the New Orleans Saints. And what a game we have here. 15.5 point favorites for Josh Allen, your reigning MVP. I'm just going to be nice to Chris. So this is going to be an ass kicking, and that's all I'm going to say. Josh Allen by 28.
Yeah, literally the only question mark about this game is will they cover the 15.5? That is literally the only question. Like this is the easiest game of the week.
I don't even think that's a question. I think sorry, Chris, I hate to say this. The Bills are over 40. The Bills are over 40. The Saints are lucky if they put up 14.
And Luke is going to ride with Chris. Hates the Bills, and he's been riding the Saints covering, I think, all year. So besides against the Niners because it was a close spread, but this is what we said last night. This is the best team in football, and I mean,
if you're in Survivor,
the Saints are broken. Yeah, the Saints are broken. That's the big thing for me this year.
Well, the Saints are broken, and the Buffalo Bills are arguably the best team in football. So you have arguably the worst team in football versus arguably the best team in football, and it's in the best team's home stadium. So
that's a beatdown.
Yeah, beat down. Let's move on to two teams that 10 years ago we would have given a shit about this game. And half of me still doesn't care about this game because the Cleveland Browns going against the Detroit Lions, that half does care because they actually are a good team. Lions are 9.5 point favorites in Motor City, boys.
Yeah, one big thing that stuck out for me was not only putting up 50 against the Bears. Bears were missing a couple of huge key pieces on defense, and they just continue to lose as we go forward. But on top of that, they finished out 8 above on the Ravens, who I think are a very formidable defense to the Browns. The Browns have impressed this year. I don't think that, given the track record of the Browns, anybody really thought. I know I was high on the Browns defense. I don't think a lot of others were. But I think that first game coming out with a new OC, new play calling, everything else, they got a quick rebound with the Bears revenge game, and I think now they're back clicking on, firing on all cylinders. I think the Lions are back. I think that this is an easy cover for them. Plus, they don't have the Swiss cheese offense that the Packers have shown us that they have. I think they can actually finish and they can actually move the ball effectively. Last week, I think exposed the Packers. This week, I think exposes the Lions for how good they really are.
I'm gonna tell you this: the Lions they're not back. They were never dead. They had an emotional game. The Packers had.
There was a lot of question mark in that opening week. There was a lot of question mark.
There was overreaction.
That was one of our topics. That was one of our topics. Right. Are the Lions done?
And I said it week 1. They were not dead. It was an emotional game for the Green Bay Packers because they just got Micah Parsons. The Lions were out flat. Great. They had a bad game. If they play in Detroit week 4, I bet you the Lions beat them. This is a different team, different fire, different emotions. The OC didn't know what he was doing. He's finally found the playbook, how to call plays with Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the boys there. The Lions are good. They are a very good offense. The defense still has some question marks at times. I will say that. Yes, that's the Detroit Lions.
I agree. I agree. They have incredible.
This team is not dead.
Incredible. I agree. They have incredible pieces, but
it's one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the NFC still.
It was one of our topics in week week 1, and you did ask the question.
And I did.
And if I recall correctly, I think you did say that, they were nothing without Ben Johnson.
No, I did not say they were dead. Yeah. I said it's weak.
I remember correctly.
I mean, I could watch the film after this.
No, I'm talking about.
He said I'm not ready to write them off, but he said that they looked really bad.
Yeah, I said I'm not ready to write them off. They're not. But that's like it's week 1.
But the question marks coming out even week 1, and especially when you look back now.
I had to
hindsight.
Yeah, I had to ask the question.
No, I'm not.
That's a storyline.
I'm not knocking you. Relax. I'm not knocking you, but that's where the question really comes in, the struggle against the Packers, and then you see what the Packers did against the Browns, and you're like, holy shit. And now the Lions have the Browns, but I think the Lions are going to hold themselves just fine. I think that they just needed that, let's get out there in real time, call the plays, do it in the real atmosphere, and now they're doing that. I think they figured it out, and they're going to be just fine.
They played an emotional Packers that were riding all high from the Micah Parsons trade, and they had a great defensive game. Offense was still average at best for the Packers, and they came in.
Jared Goff looked like shit that game.
He did. The whole team looked bad.
Which is rare for him because this dude is completing like 90% of fucking passes every goddamn game.
But the Ravens, they bullied the Ravens. We said it last night on the show. They bullied the Ravens. They went in there, they had a 98-yard drive and a 96-yard drive, and they did that 10.5 minutes, one in like 4 or 5 minutes. The run game is spectacular. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still one of the best receivers in football. Sam Laporta is clutch when you need him to be on third down on big plays. If they could do it in Baltimore on a Monday Night Football, they're going to do it just fine against the Cleveland Browns. I don't care what they did to the Packers. Packers don't have an offense like the Lions do now in week 4. So I'm going Lions.
And that was the main question. That was the main question is, what are the Lions without Ben Johnson? And over the last 2 weeks, they have showed they are just fine without Ben Johnson.
They are. They were doing trick plays against the Ravens.
And I would even say, I mean, for most people, yes, Cleveland exposed Green Bay. But for us in here, we knew Green Bay was frauds. So did I know that, Cleveland would go in there and beat them? No. But they exposed what we already knew, that Green Bay was frauds.
Green Bay could be 17-0, and I would still call them frauds.
Absolutely.
As a diehard Bears fan,
the Niners would still beat them in the freaking playoffs, no matter what.
They would still get blown out by 40 in whatever playoff game they lose.
Yeah. With that being said, though, Cleveland is not going to look like they did last week. Lions are going to beat them. I'm not here for are the Lions back talk. I think the Lions are going to be fine, but they are not Super Bowl contenders. I don't care what anyone says.
That's where we beg to differ there, my friend. But we'll talk that at a different time when it comes to December, probably. Let's talk the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. Battle of 0-3 teams. Both teams need to win desperately. The Texans are favorites at home by 7.5.
Man, there are some trash games this week. This is like the third game already where I'm just like, man, this is pathetic.
There's some good ones coming up.
This is bad. Yeah, I got Texans covering. I mean,
must-win game.
You could say a must-win. I mean, I already feel like the Texans season.
Oh yeah, you have the Texans or Titans covering.
Texans covering, isn't it?
Texans.
Oh, my bad. I meant to put you on there. I'll fix that. I had no. Yeah, you.
I did, right?
No, you said Texans don't cover.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Chris did text me. Yeah. The Texans definitely need this game. They got the Baltimore Ravens next week in Baltimore. They go to the Seattle Seahawks 2 weeks after their bye week in Seattle. They have the Niners. They have the Broncos. That's their next 4 games after this.
I feel like their season's already over. But yeah, I think we can call it a must-win. They better beat the Titans. But I think the Texans win this game. I think they cover. I think this is their, hey, look at us, we're back kind of like. I'm not saying they're back, but this is going to be their screaming, hey, we're back game. I'll admit I'm wrong on the Houston Texans this year. I was dead wrong. I don't believe in them. I just don't. I believe their defense, but their offense can't do anything. So this defense is good. Special. D'Amico Ryans has them playing on all cylinders, and I think they're going to show Cam Ward how to look like a rookie, and that's why they're going to cover. It's just going to be a long day for Cam Ward, and that's it. Speaking of rookies, what are we saying about Stroud? He hasn't looked good since he was a rookie.
He's got the bust yet? I'm hitting the bust, but I'm getting close to mashing it. But I believe this O-line is still terrible, and I feel bad for him because the O-line is terrible. But he's also not making correct decisions. I know he's scared. He's probably timid. He's probably panicking.
He's got receivers. I mean, we can't make excuses for.
Well, it doesn't help when you finally make a play and Nico Collins fumbles the ball too. So like. let's just call it what it is. No one's looking good on this team.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is definitely not looking good. I'm not sticking up.
So we're not mashing it yet, but I'm
getting close. It's the buttons. It's hovering over that red button. Let me see how the season progresses.
You lose this game, I'm smashing.
Oh yeah. I'm. It's like the whammy button. I'm hitting the whammy button.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not smashing it yet. I want to give him a little bit more into this season.
Doc, you give quarterbacks longer time than I do. You know, your franchise history. So
we're literally three complete opposites. I'm quick.
I'm middle. I'm
middle, and then Doc just gives him 2 seasons.
Well, yeah, because I mean, guys can show out after a couple of years. Plus, when you do the opposite, and everybody was coming out talking about C.J. Stroud is goated, or Jordan Love after his rookie year, and look what they've done since.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I want to see. My thing is consistency.
Love got paid too fast. I agree.
Yeah, my thing is consistency. So when I'm looking at this game, I have no doubt the Texans win this game. But my problem is, and this is where I think the defense has been good. They kept it close against the Rams, 5 points, 1 point against the Bucs, 7 points against the Jags. But that 7-point loss to the Jags is disgusting.
Yeah, Jags look terrible.
I think this is an opportunity for Cam Ward to come out and get his career started and have a good start.
Terrible. Bless you. Yeah, no, you're good. Oh, damn. Bless you.
Terrible timing. Thank you. Jesus.
Talk about CJ Stroud gives you the sneezes, man.
For real. But CJ Stroud, while not looking like dog shit, also has not looked good. He's averaging about 200 yards a game right now. The play calling has been rough. The execution has been rough. The offensive line has been rough. There's so many question marks on offense right now, but the defense, clearly, they're doing something right to keep him in the game. So I think that they'll do enough to keep him into winning, but I have too many question marks to think that they're going to win by more than 7.5 in this game, so I think the Titans hold it close.
Well,
yeah, and they might have some locker room issues. We don't know. I mean, they just cut CJ Gardner.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That also might open. That might be a game changer for the pick, honestly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge. It's not just some scrub they just cut. So, I mean, that's big. Yeah. And that could be him trying to save the locker room, or this locker room could just be a mess already. We don't know. I mean, but that's a huge cut.
Well, this game will not be on my multi-view for CBS. So
Absolutely.
Let's move to a game, boys, that I am excited for. This game will be on my multi-view. It is the debut of starting quarterback Jackson Dart. Cam Scatterbo is also starting for the rookie or the running back position. And they're hosting the 3-0 Los Angeles Chargers. By the way, Justin Herbert, I'm starting to admit, he's shown me clutchness finally. It only took him a few years, but he's showing the clutchness, guys. I know the Jackson Dart's the storyline, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, this like I said in the chat, like I'm very excited for this game. Like I've been wanting to see Dart. I think Chargers win, but I would love for Dart to play amazing in this game. But I think Chargers are clicking on all cylinders right now. Chargers look good. Offense looks good. Like you said, Herbert looks really good right now. I wouldn't say clutch. Let me see it at the end of the year, playoffs.
I would say that escape on that sack and that throw, sidearm with the guy in his face, and that was a clutch catch by Keenan Allen too. That's clutch. Like, that's clutch stuff to me. You're doing it against a good defense. Clutch
plays. But I'm not ready to call him like a clutch quarterback.
But being down 7 points in the fourth quarter of the Broncos and you score 10 points in the last 5 minutes.
Impressive,
that's clutch.
Absolutely.
You went into Brazil and I get when I have the Chiefs, but the defense is decent. They took care of business. They put their foot on the throat against Kansas City. That's clutch to me. Like you're now winning games that people aren't picking you to win, or you're playing against good defenses and you're making the key moments. That's clutch to me. That's clutch stuff.
I mean,
they're not shown.
Pulling out the wins that they wouldn't have last year, for sure.
Yes, that's clutch to me. Yeah. That's my definition of being somewhat clutch. That's why I'm starting to win over. But I think the Giants' defense is going to be good here. I think this is going to be a sneaky game. The Chargers have O-line issues that are causing problems. Now, Marlon Hampton is going to be the starter as well. We didn't mention that. So we're going to see him now getting the majority of the roles. I think the Jackson Dart, non-film-wise, we don't know what we're going to get from him. So the Chargers don't even know 100% of NFL Jackson Dart. They can look at Ole Miss film all they want to. NFL Jackson Dart, we don't know. And I think it's going to be very good play calling by Dayball this week. I think you're going to see very good playbook run by him and Cam Scatterbo, the bowling ball. I think the Giants keep it close, but I'm not picking them to win. Not against the Chargers. Chargers are too good.
I mean, Chargers got a 3-headed monster now. I mean, you got McConkey, Keenan Allen, and Quentin Johnston balling. I mean,
and Hampton had a breakout game.
I told you not to sleep on Quentin.
Man, and once Najee got hurt, Omari and Hampton went off.
Yeah, I had the Chiefs cover. Or the Giants covering this game, but that's because, and I think Dart is played good. They've already said Dart is not losing the spot the rest of the year. So all the chips, they're all in. It's all in time. This is it. This is Dayball, and this is Joe Sheen's career. This is their time.
He can go out there and throw 3 picks and just look just like Russ. So I mean, there should be no pressure. I mean, they're not going to throw Rush back in there. So go out there and play his game. I mean, I'm definitely excited for this game.
Yeah. Multi-view I don't normally have for the one when Atlanta plays, but I'm having multi-view because I don't want to see it on my tablet. I want to see it along because I can have this down on Atlanta, but I got to see the Chiefs Giants game. I have to have it on.
I don't blame you for not wanting full screen Falcons anyway.
Well, I paid for Sunday ticket. I mean, I feel like if I spend the money on Sunday ticket, I'm spending the Sunday ticket so I can watch all the games. So if I only have one game on and I'm not watching the rest, it's like I'm not getting my money's worth. So, but no, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
I agree. I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see Jackson Dart. I liked him in college. I thought he was the most underrated quarterback that went in the first round, and one of the biggest surprises to get pulled up because I didn't think that there was much stock in him. My concern for him, and this is a tall ask for the Giants. This is a rough first game to see Khalil Mack running down the barrel at you.
Khalil Mack's not playing.
Out.
Oh, he's out.
He missed last game too.
Oh, fuck!
His elbow snapped.
There's Derwin James. Derwin James is still there. I mean,
Well,
he's the only superstar name. Yeah.
But I think that right now, aside from that, I think that the Lions. Wow, I think the Giants are trying to find their way, find their identity, and how they want to move forward. I think the Russ experience. I'm shocked that. I mean, I'm not surprised that the Giants gave him a chance because it is the Giants, but I'm shocked after what you saw in Pittsburgh that they would even think that was a viable option. I guess hopefully, Jackson learned for a couple of games, you're going to go. But I think that the Giants, even with Cam coming in, even with Jackson Dart, I think that there's still some development that needs to happen before this team can start to take off. And I think the Chargers, especially with Harbaugh there, the Chargers are way too developed. Quentin Johnston is finally coming into, and I've said it for a couple of years now, Harbaugh will not give up on this dude. And he's a top 5 receiver or something, top 6 receiver in the league this year right now. And he's been consistent with over 15 points a game in fantasy. So this isn't like
I think he's top 3 in receiving yards, isn't he? Or
he's number. I think he's 8 in fantasy overall. I haven't.
But my point is, this is inconsistent. This isn't a he had one good game like Trey Tucker situation. This is he's getting involved. He's catching the ball. He's making the plays. He's finally doing what you expect. But even on top, like you said, you got a 3-headed monster. You got Keenan Allen. You got Lad McConkey there as well. And Omer and Hampton, everybody's just been waiting for him to get out there. So I think that this Chargers offense is too well established. This Chargers defense is I think the Giants might have the edge on defense, but I think the Chargers bring enough pressure to keep a rookie quarterback in his NFL start debut to keep him scrambling, keep the pressure on, and I think the Chargers hold out on the first one's always going to be an ugly loss, and you just hope that he maintains confidence and shakes it off and comes out and builds next week.
I'm the only one that's got him covered.
I agree with that, but I mean, I'm not saying it's happening, but what if Dart goes out there and torches the Chargers and wins this game?
Because unlike Russ, he will move. He will run.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be amazing for him, and how he moves forward. But one game doesn't make nothing. I mean, you got to go out there and replicate.
No, I'm just saying, for your confidence, you go in there your first game and you torch these Chargers. That would be amazing.
Yeah, get some momentum going. I personally hope the Chargers dominate them and the fucking Chiefs lose and keep kicking the Chiefs down because fuck the Chiefs.
I want Chargers to win that game too. But.
Let's move on to a game that is in Tampa Bay. You have the 3-0 Eagles, the 3-0 Bucs. Chris Godwin is likely to be back. What are we thinking here, boys?
My favorite presser of the week is asking Baker Mayfield which play he liked better, the one-handed catch by Egbuka or the one late in the game to move the ball down the field. And he said, the one-handed catch, he disrespected my pass.
Yeah, he did. I thought it was funny.
Did you see the sideline skit on it too?
He said next time,
catch him. Yeah.
Catch with 2 hands, Rook. That's Baker being big. Hey, that's so fun.
No, I know, but that's a jest. I love it. That's the morale. That's
fun.
That's a riding high. This one for me, the defense has not been what I was hoping it would be for the Bucs. Mike Evans is out. That's a big hit. Luka's a great fill-in for that, but there's a lot of holes on offense, or a lot of injuries on offense for the Bucs. And I think after seeing, the Eagles coming out struggling the way they did last week, they came out, controlled the game, got it back on top, just as you expect them to do. I think they do it again this week.
The only thing,
I hate to say it kills me because fuck the Eagles too, but
the only thing, Jake and Doc, is Todd Bowles with Tampa gives Jalen Hurts problems. He has in the past. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem this week because they're not healthy. The O-line, the Bucs offense in general is not healthy. The Eagles are healthy. I think the OC is going to figure it out. Hey, we have Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. We have 2 receivers we fucking paid. We have Dallas Goedert. That sets up the run game. That gets Saquon Barkley involved. You take the pressure off Saquon. You let Hurts build the ball. Hurts can deliver it at times that he needs to. The Eagles show this. They show this week the offense is well intact. There's a good run game and a good passing game this week. Eagles fly high. Fortunately for me, I need it. So fly, Philly, fly.
Yeah, like you said, they're hurt on both sides of the ball. So, I mean, if this was a fully healthy game, where I'm having a different conversation. But Bucs are beat up. Like, Luka's going to have to slide to the 1. He's not going to be as open as he would be. He's fantastic, yes. Godwin, where are we going to get? 10 snaps? I mean, he's going to be on a snap count. So I'm not expecting big things. Eagles are going to just drain the clock. It's not going to be anything impressive. They're just going to drive the field, play clock, which is fine. That's their game because, I mean, Jalen Hurts is not really impressive. To me, he's a system quarterback. But he fits that system perfectly. They do what they need to do. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not knocking him for that, but I don't want to hear that Jalen Hurts is elite. But this game with the injuries.
I'll say the only time he's elite is in the Super Bowl because he actually does ball out the Super Bowl. That's the only time.
Balled out.
Both Super Bowls he's balled out.
Eagles covered with the injuries, and they win this game for sure.
Well, and I think they picked up last week too. This is what's going to be one of the difference makers for me is they picked up last week on the tush push and started trying to strip the ball from him. And I think that a lot more teams are going to start catching up on that. So when he's jumping over the top, because that's what the key is. The key is you're getting over the top, so you're not touching the ground. As long as you're moving forward, momentum continues. And the guys behind you are pushing you. And I think they're going to start attacking the ball more. And I'm hoping we're going to start seeing more fumbles on this shit that's going to make the Eagles question that fucking play call.
Lane Johnson did hurt his neck, by the way.
The Bucs did sign that Florida boy back, the big boy, probably just to try to stop the tush push.
The Bucs did stop it a couple times.
The one they cut, they signed him back this week.
Practice squad, though, I think.
Could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they called him up just to block for tush push.
The Bucs did stop it a couple times last year, so they have a history of actually doing good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to a battle in Los Angeles. The 3-0 Colts, the 2-1 Los Angeles Rams. Rams coming off a disappointing loss. Colts have been riding high all year. Guys, what are we thinking?
I think this is the week where we see the Colts come back down to earth a little bit.
Get humbled.
I think they get humbled. And it pains my entire body to say it, but I think the Rams are one of the best teams in football. And I think that
last week. They had it last week. They fucking
choked it away.
Fumbled the bag.
But you fumbled the bag to one of the other best teams in the NFL. It's like they fumbled it to
the
Dolphins.
I agree. And that's where – and that's – go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have them as number one, but, I mean, they're up there if healthy, if Stafford's healthy. Devontae Adams looks amazing. They're definitely going to beat the Colts.
I think this is a comeback game for the Rams.
And I hate it because I hate the Rams more than
this is a pissed off game, Doc, for the Los Angeles Rams.
It really is. And honestly, I'm looking at the Colts this year. I'm not impressed by what they're doing. You beat one of the worst teams in the NFL in the Miami Dolphins, blew them out. Yeah. Congratulations.
But good teams beat the hell out of bad teams very good. It's like
they do. You beat the Broncos because the Broncos got a leverage call. All right. And you got a second chance and 15 yards up on the kick.
Broncos blew. I mean, the Colts outperformed the Broncos when it mattered.
But again, it was not an elite team that you beat.
No,
then you dominated Cam Ward and the Titans. I'm not impressed by this Colts team. I think that
Agreed.
I take that back. I'm impressed that, like you said, Mark, they've done what they were expected to do in the times they were expected to do it. But like Jake said, I think this is the game where they get humbled. They get brought back to earth. This is where they see a real NFL football team. I think this is where, like, oh shit, this is real. And I think this is where Danny Dimes comes in. Like, this is like the Sam Darnold of last year before he fell off and started choking away his MVP run. I think that's what this game is. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot earlier in the season for him. But I think I'm shocked that the spread is even this close. I'm guessing that it's going strictly off of the numbers.
Especially at home.
Yeah, I think it's going strictly off the numbers for Danny Dimes this year.
They probably realize the Rams don't also have a home field advantage.
But again, the Colts defense hasn't been impressive. They edged one out against a mediocre team like the Broncos, what y'all are saying. They let the Titans put up 20. All right, you let the Dolphins put up 8, and then you let the Titans put up 20.
I'm pretty sure that was some garbage time there.
I got a question for us though. Colts go and win this game. Are we calling them real?
Well, I said yes. I said last episode on the overreaction. I said it is time to start respecting the Colts a little bit.
If they win this game, I'm putting respect on the Colts.
Agreed.
I will put more respect than I did. I will put more respect than I did over the overreaction episode. I said it on. I
might put the Colts on winning the division.
I think the Colts are going to win the division.
I will go.
I'm Colts.
I will go on next week, and I will give them the respect they deserve. Absolutely.
Colts will win the division.
I will come back and swallow my pride and say I was wrong.
Yep.
I said this. Actually, I'm going to be honest. The Colts could absolutely win this division because Jacksonville, Houston, and Tennessee all fucking suck.
Yeah.
I've already admitted
this is the worst division in football.
I already admitted I was wrong. I had them being a top 5 draft pick. They're 3-0. I didn't have them being 3-0. I had them being 1-2 at this point. So no, I'm wrong. I'm dead wrong on this team.
But their schedule's starting now.
But no one had them 3-0 even with the schedule they had before the season.
You're right. I had them losing to Miami.
So even after this week, even if they lose this game, they got the Raiders and the Cardinals next. Both are easily winnable games if this team is for real. And then they got the Chargers as a test again. All right. And then you got Titans. So this is a team that could easily be 6-2 after week 8. If they're for real, if Danny Dimes who everybody thought he was gonna be coming into New York, and now maybe
got paid.
Before Baker didn't get it done in Cleveland. He went to Tampa Bay, and now he's getting it done. Geno, while is now what everybody's been saying Geno was, I put a lot of hype into him, and obviously I was wrong. I was hopeful because I had DK and I also got Jacoby and Myers in fantasy, so I'm still very hopeful for him. But DK had a good run. Sam Darnold didn't go into Minnesota. Is he getting his second win? He got it, and now he's in Seattle. We're going to see what happens. So we've seen guys move on from their first team and turn it on and find their footing. Is that what Danny Dimes is? This is where it's really going to matter. I'm not even going to put too much emphasis on this game because the Raiders are following, and then you got a tough one against the Chargers, which is beatable because the Chargers look good, but we still are not 1,000% on them.
I would say there's emphasis on this game because if they win, then you're going to take the high on it and you're going to say, well, damn, this is a fucking real team. So there is emphasis. No,
I'm sorry, you're right. I meant there's not emphasis that they're dog shit if they lose.
Yeah.
But if they win this, they got a chance to be 5-1 or 6-0 in their first 6.
They got a chance to be 7-1 in their first 8.
I will say this.
You got the Raiders and the Cardinals, and if you lose to the Chargers, you're going to beat the Titans next because they got the Titans at home next. That's 7-1 easy through the first 8.
I'll say this.
Locked. Go ahead and clinch the division after week 8 if you win this game tomorrow. Clinch the division. Yeah. If they win this game this weekend, go ahead and mark them up right now and give fuck the record. Clinch. You put the little Y or put the little X next to them. Clinch the division. We'll change it to Y to make it to the conference.
Just lock it in.
I'll say this though: if they lose this game 38-13, then I'll say they're still in the division, but they're definitely an overrated team. They can win the division at 9 wins. I don't care, 10 wins. But it depends on how they lose too. But let's move on to Jake, your team, the 49ers, who are in first place in the NFC West at 3-0, and you're facing the 2-1 Jaguars, who are 1 game behind the Colts, who we just talked about.
Yeah, Jaguars are garbage. They tried to lose that game and just couldn't lose that game. They tried and tried and tried. Let's be honest. Yeah, they literally tried to give it away and just they couldn't. But No, I mean, even with our injuries, like this game, we should win. Purdy should be back. Jawan Jennings should be back. We're really close to getting Kittle back. He won't be back, obviously, here. So we're starting to get a little healthy. Obviously, we lost Bosa. And if you look at our pass rush, it dropped drastically last week as soon as Bosa went out. So that's very, very worrisome, to say the least, for the rest of the season. Hopefully we win and our pass rush sucks, so the Niners know that we got to make a move if you want to be contenders. You got to pick somebody up to replace Bosa. But for this week, we cover. We beat Jacksonville. We're 3-0. We haven't thrown a pick. Purdy played one game. Mac Jones played two. No interceptions all year. Defense is flying. Defense looks amazing. We're definitely covering this.
Yeah, there's not much for me to say on this. This is an easy cover. Honestly, Jake can go out there and quarterback for him and still win this game. Liam Cohen, when he came out for the presser, instead of his little Duval, this man should have just came out and said, garbage. Because that's what him and his team are. They're not going to fucking win this. I can only think that it's -3.5 spread. 3.5 spread for the Niners because Bosa just got hurt. So it's like, okay, can the Jaguars do something offensively when everybody and their fucking mother knows that Jaguars can't do anything offensively if they were playing against the fucking inflatable things that you put on defense. Okay.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They still can't get around that, even without. I mean, Drake fucking quarterback. Why am I drawing a blank?
For who?
The Niners.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. That's it. I was saying Drake May because I was thinking Patriots. Mac Jones has looked impressive, not elite, but it is Mac Jones.
He's looked fine. Yeah, absolutely.
He's winning games. He's doing what he's controlling the pace, controlling the game, winning games, moving the ball. All but last
not turning it over.
Yeah, that's the big thing for Mac Jones. That's the big thing for Mac Jones. Yeah. So I'm not even worried about the interceptions. I'm worried about the fumbles. But the Niners are coming out here, taking care of business, doing what they need to do. This Jaguars team cannot figure it the fuck out. This is like the Giants of the AFC. This isn't even close. I don't even know how the spread is this low. Give me the Niners by 13.5.
I'll tell you this, Jake. Brock Purdy did throw 2 picks week 1. So you guys do have a pick.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's 2-2. Remember, because we were talking about.
Oh, maybe Mac Jones does have a pick. That's what
Mac doesn't have a pick, but yeah, the Niners win. I'm gonna keep it easy. Niners win this game. Defense will still be fine. Offense is fine. Niners win by at least 4.
This defense is good enough, like that Nick Bosa isn't going to be the decision maker against a team like the Jags.
Against the Jags, yes.
Yeah. But against the Ravens might be a different story. But the Jags, no.
Yeah. And speaking of the Ravens,
fucking blow.
Speaking of Baltimore, the Ravens are 1-2. The Kansas City Chiefs are 1-2. The loser of this game is 1-3. The winner of this game is 2-2. Guys, who needs it more?
I hate both of these fucking teams, but I hate the Chiefs more. I picked the Ravens to cover the spread because fuck Patrick Mahomes, fuck the Chiefs. Go Ravens.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd ever say that.
I mean, both need it. I wouldn't say who needs it more because, I mean, like, you got to have this win. But Baltimore is the better team right now. Obviously, I'm with Doc. I hate the Chiefs. But Baltimore is the better team right now. And I think Derrick Henry is going to have a field day on Kansas City. I think 2.5's not enough. I think Ravens are going to beat down the Chiefs, honestly.
Hopefully Derrick Henry runs as mad as he was when he threw his helmet when he almost actually busted his face because he slipped and almost took his face out with the bench. But
got to play it off by like.
Oh yeah,
that's passion. That's passion.
No, he almost ate shit. But yeah, the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs like they used to be, and it's
not
time to say
at all.
Chris might have a little bit of faith in them because it's Mahomes, and maybe he thinks the refs might do this, like everyone thinks. But this is the Ravens are just better. The Ravens are a better team. I get they have injuries on defense that did play a little part in the game on Monday night, but this defense is good enough to beat this lacklusting offense in Kansas City. It's Mahomes or nothing. If Mahomes can't run for 50, 75 yards and throw, and Mahomes has even looked off too. It's not just the receivers. Mahomes has looked bad too.
No,
so this team is
bad. Mahomes looks bad. They have no run game whatsoever.
Yeah,
they never have. They never have.
No, but this is the worst Pacheco's ever looked. for sure.
Yeah.
But,
and it's so bad that you have, by the way, everyone was wrong. You have the coach shoulder bumping Travis Kelce on the sideline because it was Andy Reid that threw the shoulder.
well, he should have.
No, but I'm saying you have your coach literally bumping your tight end. Now that's their relationship, and I get it. That's fine. But that's how bad this team is. You have Andy Reid acting out of character and getting that frustrated. We see him get mad. Every coach does, but to do that, we're seeing a different Kansas City Chiefs team. The Ravens take care of business, and it's a revenge game for that toe game last year. So I have the Ravens.
They're going to explode after the Ravens destroy them this week. The closest the Chiefs are getting to the Super Bowl this year is Kelce watching his fiance perform. That's it.
Damn.
If she gets picked, Dell might get
she's going to get freaking picked. It's going to be Taylor freaking Swift.
If she gets picked, then the Chiefs are making it to the Super Bowl. But here's my concern for the Chiefs. Like Mark said, Patrick Mahomes does not look like Patrick Mahomes. They put they put a number on the screen last week talking about Mahomes from when he started up until a couple of years ago, and his completion percentage of passes over 20 yards or whatever it was, and it was like 74. It was something ridiculous. And then they showed him since that point to now, and it was the complete opposite. And I started picking up on that and watching last week and the week before. This guy is missing wide open receivers bad. We're talking like, if you want to hate on Caleb Williams, we're talking Caleb Williams bad.
He's looked terrible, and this is the worst Mahomes has looked. I know we had some guys in Discord say, "Hey, Mahomes is falling off," and open our eyes, and they're starting to be right. I mean, this is not the Mahomes that we say could carry this talent. And it's just not.
And that's why I'm not putting it on the receivers, right? Because I have been a huge, for like 3-4 years now, I've said this guy can pull the fucking hot dog vendor. I said it last week, I think. Can I pull the hot dog vendor out of 300 level and make him a star? And he is unable to do that this year. Travis Kelce continues to fall off, which tells me that, as Kelce started to decline, that it was done for Patrick Mahomes. He had his go-to. He's gone. Yeah. Honestly, if Rashee Rice is back, Xavier, it doesn't matter.
No, I think if they're back, it actually does change a little bit of life in the offense. But
it changes life in the offense, but I don't think it makes that much of an impact because your guys are still open downfield. You still have to hit the open pass. The name on the back of the jersey doesn't mean you're going to complete the pass. It's not like he's throwing it into triple coverage and his guys going up for it and missing it, and Rashee Rice would have caught that.
No, you're not wrong.
This is guys that are beating out coverage by 10 yards, and he's overthrown them by another 10. Rashee Rice don't make a difference by that.
But it's also not.
Doc's not wrong because these receivers are open.
They are at times, but there's also times where they're also not getting much separation, and the O-line looks like shit too. It's not just Mahomes, and it's not just the receivers. It's all of them together.
Joe Tooney was a big loss for Kansas City this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, those two returning, it's going to be a hobbled Worthy. His shoulder is going to be not 100% all year or however.
They're going to rush him back because Rice is suspended for the next 6 years.
He's going to play this week, I think. He practiced. He's been practicing. They're going to try to put him out there this week. One good hit.
That's fine. Rush him back. Give yourself another reason not to make the Super Bowl because I'd love that shit. I don't want to see nobody get hurt, but I love reasons.
No, I agree.
Not making the Super Bowl.
Agreed. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to Doc, your team, the Bears, as they are on a 1-game winning streak, and they face the Las Vegas Raiders. Bears are 1.5-point favorites in the Sin City.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this short and simple. Geno Smith. That's really the main thing. My other side is what I hinted on earlier. If Caleb Williams can come out and do what he did and be consistent and not feel like he's got to put the team on his back and go for gold every single play and throw 100-mile-an-hour, lasers to his receivers that are ended up hitting behind, ended up hitting too early, whatever the case, just come out, play your game, let the offense develop. We saw last week what your offensive line can do. And honestly, we saw it against the Vikings, against a great Minnesota defense, and he didn't get sacked until I think the end of the third quarter was his first one, or early fourth. I think I sacked twice in the game. So we know you can stay in the pocket. The offensive line is good. Let the play develop. Keep your eyes up the goddamn field and stop looking around behind you at the players. If you don't have somebody, throw it away or run it. Commit to the run, but keep your eyes up the field. Find the open man, make the play. That's the key to success.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with Doc on this without tooting his horn. Bears are the better team. Let's be honest.
They
here.
are.
Bears are
I'm not even
Bears
saying
are the better team.
They are.
Yeah, Bears are the better team here. This should be a no-brainer. Bears looked impressive last week. if they can ride that, then I mean, I'm excited for their season. But this game in general, Bears are the better team. They should win and cover easily.
Yeah,
This is why I said that this season I didn't chalk up Caleb Williams last year. I gave him this season because there were a lot of changes with the offensive line, the coaching staff, everything that Chicago has been begging for. That's why this season is so important. And this is where the consistency, the development, how are you progressing as a quarterback? Are you still doing the same bullshit where you scramble out immediately, put your, duck and cover just like we saw with Justin Fields, we saw with Mitch Trubisky, everything else? Or are you beginning to realize that you now have a pocket, letting that pocket develop around you? That's the growth and progression that I'm looking for. We saw that a lot. It was huge last week.
Yeah, which is weird though, because we didn't see it the first 2 weeks. But I saw it last week.
No. We saw it a little bit in Minnesota. We saw it a little bit
flashes,
in Minnesota.
Little
scripted plays.
Yeah.
Yes.
We saw starts. Yeah. We saw the first building block. I was good.
Correct.
As much as I hated the outcome, I was still happy with the game overall. And then obviously the Lions put us back 10 steps, and then the Cowboys just put us forward 20. So now it's going to come down. This is like Mark a few years ago with Mitch Trubisky when he was shit in the bed and then came out and threw like 450 yards, 5 touchdowns against a Buccaneers shitty secondary. I'm going to say the same thing I said then. I'm going to say the same thing now. You showed the world what you can do. I don't need those numbers, but I need that consistency in the play style, in the play calling, in the execution, and everything else. I don't need 400 yards a game, but I need you to come out, execute the easy pass. There were some passes last game even that I said that he was throwing that you got to complete those. These are ones that you're throwing in the run that you're dropping 3 yards or 2 yards in front of the receiver, the check down, hitting them in the dirt before it even gets to him. You've got to complete those. Those are the kind of plays that I'm looking to see.
I was impressed last week because he stood in the pocket and dialed in, and that's what we wanted to see.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
He stood there and dialed in, and I was impressed with that.
And I'm telling you, if you let the play develop and you look up the field, you're going to find the open man.
Absolutely.
The Vikings and the Lions both. We saw the shit looking up the field. There were receivers open. He just wasn't finding them. So if you can continue to do that, stay consistent, continue to build and develop, the Bears will get better. I'm not saying it's going to make them playoff or even Super Bowl or even playoff contenders this year. But as long as I continue to see that growth, I will be extremely excited for next year.
Well, shout out to Roman Dunze, by the way. He looks like a number 1 wide receiver. But yeah, Bears win this game.
He is.
By 2 points. So
DJ, I think, is going to be put on the block soon. That's my hot take.
Yeah,
DJ's going to be moved.
I keep hearing that too.
Patriots
we got to free up the cap. Zacchaeus is doing an incredible job as well. Luther Burden just showed what he can fucking do. So I think that Moore is going to be put on the block. This is where you look at
the Patriots.
Who are we talking about? Yeah, the Patriots jumping on a wide receiver.
Yep.
My only concern is what we're going to get back for him.
Patriots have picks. They can do it.
Probably not much, honestly.
Like a 4th or a 5th rounder.
One I saw, I don't remember the team it was going to, but one I saw was a 2nd and a 4th.
You're not getting a 2nd or 4th for DJ Moore.
DJ Moore is still very good. DJ Moore is still very good. The Bears have to take on a lot of that contract. DJ Moore is still very good. I just don't think that he fits in this scheme.
I don't think you're getting a 2nd and 4th for him.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to get. That's
Hopkins got a 2nd. So I'm just going to let you know. Hopkins is miles ahead of DJ Moore ever was.
I also think that a lot of DJ Moore is his intensity and his desire to be successful. I don't think he's going out there like his first year with the Bears where he was like, I'm here to show you. I think he's, after last season with his emotion on the field and walking off before a play was done, taking helmets off early, all that shit, I think that he's kind of just like in that mindset of I'm here and they've got to find a way to rejuvenate him. And it's the same thing, like I said, with Cole Kmet when he was talking to the pressers last year. I got to go out and look after me. I think that Cole Kmet is reinvested into this team, and we're seeing the results and the plays that he's making. So I think that DJ Moore's got to find a way. I think he's got to look internally and go, hey, if I don't figure it out, I'm done. Because honestly, I'm petty. Sit the man on the fucking bench and pay the contracts. We're already owing it to him anyways. Pay the fucking contract and put Luther Burden and Zacchaeus in there and let them run the offense, and he can sit on the bench for his money. I don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, even though you're getting paid, you still want to go out there and play the game. You love the game.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if the
Say-
Bears had
it's an
Tyler
Anthony
Warren though,
Rendon.
instead of Loveland.
I mean, we all said they should have drafted Warren, but
Yeah, and he looks amazing.
he does. So let's
They
move
took,
to.
they took Loveland for the blocking.
Warren can block too. Just throwing that out there. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons was returning with no tribute video. Shocking. Really not shocking. But the Packers are 6.5-point favorites in a stadium that they own. Guys, what do we think?
This one for me, I think I kept this one even pretty brief with you. I'm so underimpressed with the Packers and their offense. We talked about the depth of their wide receiver room. They have a deep wide receiver room, but it's clear that they just have a bunch of D-rated wide receivers. They just have a bunch of those. The fact that Golden can't get established. Tucker Kraft is your number one. Yeah, Tucker Kraft is your number one wide receiver right now, and if he gets hurt, you're fucked. Micah Parsons or not, I think that this is a revenge game for the Cowboys because the Cowboys, how well they played against the Eagles, coming out the following week and then getting shit on by the Bears. I think that this is we need to come out and show it, and I think they do it. I think they do it. I also hate the Packers. Fuck the Packers. They're dog shit. They're not going to win. They're trash.
If they made Russell Wilson throw 450, I'm pretty sure this is like me and Chris and Luke talked yesterday. For the next 2 weeks, all you guys are going to be doing is once again hyping up the Green Bay Packers loaded wide receiver room that you guys so love to call because they play the Dallas Cowboys this week, right? And then they play the Cincinnati Bengals the following week. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to hear that, these wide receivers are loaded. You guys are all going to say it again next week. But like I said,
if they win this week, it's going to be on the lack of Cowboys defense.
That's what's going to happen. Jordan Love's going to ball out. He's probably got 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And he's going to look like Jordan Love, who we all think he should be. And Matthew Golden's have a good game. Dobbs is going to have a good game. But just because you have 2 number 2s, 3 number 3s, that doesn't make a number 1.
Here's the big thing for me. The Packers defense
is going to shut down this offense.
Correct.
And the offense for the Packers is going because Doc, this defense, I'm gonna coin it, but I'm gonna enhance yours a little bit. This defense has got more holes than the Swiss cheese in my goddamn refrigerator right now. This defense is terrible.
I agree.
Yeah. Cowboys defense is torched.
Look what the Bears did last week. I agree.
Look at the Giants.
Their two corners are leading the league in touchdowns given. I mean, they're terrible. This defense.
Josh Jacobs is bound to have a good game in this team too.
I'm going to tell you, Jordan Love ain't nowhere near touchdowns thrown.
But he's damn sure better than Russell Wilson.
Exactly, and Russell Wilson do 450 on this defense. Like this defense is tough.
He also have Malik Neighbors.
I mean, and let's not forget CeeDee Lamb's out. They don't have CeeDee Lamb.
Tyler Booker's out. This offense is going to be putting.
Can I change my pick? I also forgot about CeeDee Lamb being out.
That's up
to Jake. That's up to Jake. I'm not making that decision. That's up to Jake.
Can I change my pick?
I don't care. Yeah.
All right. You want them to cover the spread or against the spread?
Yeah, no, give me the Packers to cover.
This is
about CD being out.
Tyler Booker's out too. Like they already have an interior lineman out.
No, I forgot about that. I don't think we talked about that on the phone.
I don't think I needed to. It was all over the news.
I know. I heard that he was going to be out for a couple of weeks. But when we talked, I honestly forgot about that, and that changes a lot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. Mark me up.
Now, watching Dallas wins, Dallas Doc's gonna be like, "Well, I had the Cowboys originally. You guys talked me out of it."
Exactly.
That's on me. You heard it here. It's on me. I ain't gonna blame nobody else.
Let's talk to the game that I'm pulling for the Jets, even though I don't have them winning. The Jets are on the road to South Beach. They are facing the Miami Dolphins, who are 2.5-point favorites. Sources are saying if the Dolphins lose, Mike McDaniel's out the door. So what do we think, guys?
I don't give a shit about this game. My Monday's wide open. I picked the Jets specifically because I want to see McDaniels fired.
I'm glued on my couch because I want to see him fired.
So
I'm glued.
That is the only reason. That is the only reason I picked the Jets because I want to see the Dolphins fire Mike McDaniels.
I might go buy a green shirt at Walmart this week. I might have to go get a green shirt.
And honestly,
for Monday night.
when I look at the two teams, I'm a lot more impressed with what the Jets are doing. It seems like Garrett Wilson is coming into his own. I'm a lot more impressed with what the Jets are doing than what the Dolphins are failing to do.
Agree. I mean, I wanted to go Jets. I mean, I just feel like this game is literally the Dolphins' season. Like they're gonna clean house. You lose this game, so I want them to lose really bad. I just couldn't go with the Jets. But I'm pulling for the Jets hard. I want Dolphins to lose. I want Mike McDaniels out. I want Tyreek Hill traded. I want Bradley Chubb on the Niners. I want this team gutted. Gutted. I hope they get destroyed by the Jets.
Yep. I'm picking the Dolphins because I think they have more talent on offense and defense, and that's solely the only reason why. But you know what? I like what I'm seeing from Aaron Glenn. I know they're 0-3. I like what I'm seeing from Aaron Glenn. I think he's got the boys playing very good, very passionate.
They almost beat the Bucs.
Almost beat the Steelers. Now,
or Steelers. Yeah.
They unfortunately ran into Josh Allen week 2, and it is what it is. You won't be the only team that
they both lost to Josh Allen, but it was 2 points for the Bucs and the Steelers. So the Jets are playing.
Yeah, they were in all those games. Yeah, I agree.
Aaron Glenn is getting this.
Bills that lost by 20.
Aaron Glenn, I think
which is expected though.
I think Aaron Glenn can have the Jets in a good spot in a few years if they still give him a long rope.
I think it starts this week.
If they give him like a longer leash, whatever, let him build this team. And I think this is a decent team going forward. Not yet, but please, New York.
Everybody,
please
I know.
Please
Everybody.
I think the Jets win this game. I'm not saying that just because I want McDaniels to get fired, but I think the Jets actually win this game. They've looked impressive.
Well, next Tuesday when I'm eating lunch at 11:30, I want to see my phone light up. Adam Schefter, rap sheet, tweets.
You'll probably see it Monday morning. Probably see it Monday. Or no, this is the Monday night game. Yeah, you'll see it Tuesday morning. Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
It'll be Tuesday morning at 9:30.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the second Monday night game, which was supposed to be a good game. It was supposed to be Burrow versus Bo. Instead, we're getting Browning versus Bo. Guys, what do we think?
Bro, Bengals are torched.
Yeah.
They are
7.5 is generous for the Broncos and their struggles this year.
Yeah.
This Bengals defense has been Swiss cheese. The offense
is worse.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where the misstep is because Browning had some impressive moments last year. He had some impressive games, or 2 years ago.
His numbers looked like Burrow's almost when he played. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
no one had film on.
Great. Yeah, that's probably it. But no, it's been rough. I think the Bengals, the news that Burrow's going to be out for an extended period of time, I think is just that dagger in the heart that's we're fucked. This team, year after year, does not have a defense. They still don't.
Never had an O-line. Yeah, it's done.
I don't have nothing else to say on this. Broncos by 7.5 easy.
This better be the game where Bo Nix, Sutton, Ingram, if he's playing. I mean, this offense should explode. This should be the week to get in sync to get your season going. This should be the game. If you can't blow out the Bengals, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, this is the game that gets going for them. Mile High at 8:15, 8:30, what time it starts.
You got to show out. You got to.
And I do think they're going to show out. And guys, that was week 3, week 4's preview. I mean, it was a longer episode than normal, but hey, that just means we had good games to talk about. It took a little while. We found storylines even in the bad games, but man, we have a big college football weekend. I know we didn't get to talk about this week. Penn State, Oregon, Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Florida State, Virginia. There are good games. Please just watch football. Hey, tell the wife, tell the missus, it's football weekend this weekend. This is the best weekend of football.
Who you got, Georgia or Alabama?
I got Georgia.
Georgia
at night. Alabama hasn't. I know Georgia's defense has been a little lackluster. The real question is,
don't tell Lane Kiffin you got a night game at home.
Fuck Lane Kiffin. He's a bigger crybaby than Dabo at the moment. The real question is, do you have Penn State or Oregon? In Penn State, Happy Valley at night, whiteout game.
Oh, whiteout at night is tough.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's a whiteout game. It's a night game. They got to do whiteout.
Oh, no, it's going to be. Every night game is a whiteout because they give out the towels.
I'm going Penn State. I don't think Drew Aller has the crazy game. I think it's going to be a run game. I know Aller's been favored to be potentially the number 1 pick and for quarterback wise in the draft. I'm not a fan of him still, but this is a game for him to show out. This is a game. This is a game for James Franklin. This is Penn State's year. It has to be Penn State's year for the Big Ten. They have the most talent on the Big Ten. They got to win. And I think LSU beats Ole Miss at 3:30 because
I just had some concerns. Penn State took a long time to get going the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll shall see. Guys, big weekend. Good episode. Discord's going to be electric this weekend. I can already feel it. It's going to be a good football weekend. Jake, good luck to the Niners. Doc, good luck to the Seminoles. Good luck to the Bears.
Same to you and your Falcons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nothing new. I haven't been here before.
And your Yankees.
Well, we're in the playoffs. We are postseason bound.
But you're fighting for the 1 seed.
Fighting for the 1 seed. We are fighting for the 1 seed.
I just want to say, shout out to Riz. Fuck the Vikings. JJ McCarthy's a pussy.
Damn. But yeah, Yankees fighting for the 1 seed. We need it. It would be nice for the AL to go through New York again like last year. And there's no scary team in the Bay. The Dodgers aren't even scary. I'm just gonna say they're not scary. Now postseason Dodgers might be different. We'll see. But no MLB team is scary this year. It doesn't matter. Brewers aren't
Dodgers
scary.
could be coasting. We don't know.
They could be.
This is going to be the storyline. This is going to be the storyline for Clayton Kershaw in his last season. No, but I would be worried about.
Well, shout out to him, by the way.
And the Brewers have been fucking nasty.
But shout out to Clayton Kershaw. You mentioned him. I know, Jake. He's a Dodger.
He's had a career.
He's a Hall of Famer. He will be a Hall of Famer. Congrats on winning 2 World Series rings. One was COVID, by the way. Just throwing that out there. One was you weren't had to be the guy, but you did.
He wasn't always good in the playoffs, but shout out to Kershaw.
He was good for the World Series run in COVID, and then last year, he didn't have to be anything last year. It was different because COVID year he only had to play 60 games. Well, they only played 60 games, so it wasn't like a long enduring season. So
and before that, he choked every year in the playoffs,
and he choked the fall after COVID.
Well, one guy doesn't make the playoffs in baseball.
No, but his pitching.
But in playoffs,
pitching sucks.
You pitch a lot, and he sucked. Yeah,
that's the Kershaw thing.
Rotations are smaller, and your ace pitches more, and he was not good.
Yeah, I think it's 4-day rotations.
Yeah.
Or if you're the Yankees,
because you got more days in between. That's why.
Or if you're the Yankees in 09, unless you're the Yankees in 09, you have 3 pitchers. That's all you're running for starters. So
unless you're Bumgarner and you do everything, and the Giants win the World Series,
Yeah. So like Kershaw's got no passes for me.
Bumgarner's a bum.
Now he was elite before.
He has been for a long time.
With the Giants, he was elite.
He was elite for a couple of years.
Yeah. He got his World Series with us.
But Kershaw gets
he did.
Kershaw gets no passes. Like I said, the Yankees ran Burnett, CC, and Pettit. So they're running a 3-man rotation. If those guys can do it, 2 of them are a little older, Kershaw can do it in his prime.
Dodgers had no rotation last year.
CC's comments on Angel Hernandez will forever live in infamy.
CC is one of the guys that you'd want for a locker room too. He will defend you. He defends you. Jake, I know you respect him.
He threw out a goddamn bonus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he had to pitch so many games over so many innings or whatever, and he took an ejection hitting the batter to stand up for his team. This man later says in the locker room, Angel Hernandez has no business being near a playoff game.
Yeah, CC
a fucking legend.
He's one of the most likable guys, and he was also a dog at hitting the ball too, and he had to play for the Brewers.
Yankees took care of him, right? They paid him for that anyway.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I think they did. Yeah.
I mean, you got to.
But still, he still didn't care, and he threw that ball at him. So that was respect, mad respect.
That's service before self, is what that is right there.
Yes,
absolutely.
That's a guy I would go on the battlefield with. But guys, this weekend, can't wait to have a good football weekend. Baseball is getting electric. Playoffs will be starting next week.
White Sox making a playoff run.
In 2029, we'll see maybe in about 4 years. We'll see.
2030, 31. I don't know about
I was maybe 2039. I mean, I don't
know. Hey,
know.
according to MLB app, they are 58-10. Oh, just kidding. There's a 0 on the next line.
Yeah, 0 is silent. But I'm Mark Davis. That's Jake Winnicott. I think Doc Skirkwitz is All About the Balls podcast. Have a great one. Enjoy some football. Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.